I don't usually stay late at the office, not because I'm lazy, because I don't like being watched when I'm actually doing something important. But 3 months ago, I started working on an idea. A process change that could save the company a lot of money. Nothing flashy, just efficient, clean, precise. The kind of idea people get promoted for. So I stayed late. After everyone left, I'd sit alone in that dim blue light, building it piece by piece on my screen. I didn't tell anyone at first. I don't trust people with unfinished work. Eventually, I mentioned it in passing. Not the full thing, just the outline. We were in the break room. My coworker, Mark, was complaining about how nothing ever changes here, how management doesn't listen, how he has ideas too. I said calmly, "I'm working on something that might fix that." His attention snapped immediately. What kind of something? I gave him a piece. Not the structure, just the surface. He smiled a little too quickly, told me it sounded smart. People show you who they are when they think you're not watching. I watched. After that, Mark started staying late too. This was the guy who usually ran for the elevator at 5:01. Suddenly he was grinding, committed, finally being taken seriously. His words, not mine. I'd walk past his desk on the way out. He'd slam his laptop shut just a little too fast. Screens minimized, tabs switched, eyes too casual. I never asked what he was working on. I just noted the pattern. What days he stayed, what files he accessed in our shared folders, what time certain documents got opened. I don't react, I calculate. 2 weeks later, management called for a brainstorming meeting. New project proposals, they said. Anything that can cut costs or increase efficiency. I already had my deck ready, polished, structured, time-stamped. I walked into the conference room, calm, sat down, waited. My manager cleared his throat. Before we begin, Mark wanted to present something he's been working on. I didn't move. Mark stood up with that smile people wear when they think they're untouchable, connected his laptop to the screen. And there it was, my structure, my flow, my logic, rearranged, renamed, repackaged, but mine. He walked them through it like he'd spent nights building it from scratch. Same projections, same bottlenecks identified, same phrasing I'd used in the break room, word for word. The room lit up with approval. This is brilliant. Finally, someone thinking ahead. We've needed this for years. They didn't look at me once. I didn't interrupt. I didn't flinch. I didn't even change my breathing. I don't hold grudges. I hold evidence. After the meeting, Mark got exactly what he wanted. They assigned him to lead the initiative. He shook hands, clapped backs, played the humble genius. I just want what's best for the company, he said. I went back to my desk, opened my files, and started documenting every draft I had, every saved version, every email I'd sent myself with notes, every date and timestamp. Then I went further. File creation logs from the system, access history from our collaboration tool, screenshots of my initial whiteboard sketches taken weeks before he stayed late. I didn't touch his work. I never opened his files. I didn't have to. Most people ruin themselves. I just give them room. Over the next few days, I watched the project unfold. Mark wasn't prepared to actually build what he stole. He'd taken the end result, not the logic chain that led there. So when senior management asked for clarifications, he stumbled. When they wanted projections adjusted, he stalled. When they asked what assumptions he had made, he guessed. He was trying to improvise a structure I'd designed without understanding it. I let it happen. I scheduled a one-on-one meeting with my director, quietly. No subject line drama, just process plan documentation, review. In the meeting, I was calm. I think there's a misunderstanding, I said. I want to walk you through the original work on this idea. Then I opened my folder. I didn't accuse him. I didn't use the word steal. I didn't say betrayal. I just laid out the timeline, drafts, dates, version history, early notes, screenshots of file metadata, internal chat logs where I mentioned the concept weeks before Mark's proposal. No emotion. Just facts. My director went quiet. You could hear the system fan in the laptop. I see, he said. I didn't need to convince him. The evidence did that. They called Mark in a few hours later. Not to my meeting, to theirs. His voice carries more than he thinks. Even through the glass, you could hear the tone shift. His usual confident rhythm wasn't there. I watched from my desk, eyes on my screen, ears on the echo, raised voices, defensiveness, stammering. I didn't smile. I didn't feel triumphant. It was just the logical conclusion of his choice. I don't destroy people. I let them walk into the consequences. A week later, Mark wasn't leading the project anymore. Officially, it was a strategic reassignment. Unofficially, everyone could see he'd been sidelined. The project got moved under a new owner. Me, quietly. No announcement. Just a calendar invite and updated org chart. Mark's name slipped out of future emails. He was moved to a support role on a smaller, less visible team. No one asked him why. People don't usually question downward moves. They just adjust. He stopped staying late, stopped making eye contact. He'd walk past my desk, shoulders lower, footsteps quicker, like proximity itself was dangerous. I never said a word to him. No speech, no lecture, no confrontation in the hallway. Betrayal doesn't make me angry. It makes me focused. 3 months after that, the project landed well. The numbers spoke for themselves. The process worked exactly the way I'd planned it when I was sitting alone at midnight designing it. In my performance review, the director said, "We appreciate your discretion as much as your innovation." Discretion. Some people call it weakness. They mistake silence for submission. It isn't. It's just choosing when to move. I didn't attend whatever meeting HR had with him. I didn't need to. All I know is that his career stopped moving upward in this building, and mine didn't. Revenge wasn't loud. It was just accurate.